Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Z Reviews Tech. This is the Leagoo T5c, and honestly this phone is not that special. The specifications are pretty mid to low range, and there really is only one reason why I'm reviewing the Leagoo T5c, and that would be the CPU. So let's take a quick look at the specifications over here. So here it has a 5.5-inch Full HD IPS display, 1.8 GHz octa-core CPU, and we'll talk about that later. It has dual rear cameras, and it has dual SIM, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of ROM, and a 3000 mAh battery, and Android 7.0. So before we unbox the phone, I want to talk to you about two things. And first, the CPU is the Spreadtrum SC9853i, which is a new CPU that is based on Intel's x86 Airmont architecture, and I want you guys to guess what CPU is also based on that same architecture that we see a lot in other Chinese devices. And the second thing I want to talk about, I did not realize that Leagoo is an official partner to Tottenham Hotspur, because that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, let's start unboxing now. Let's dump everything out. All right, here we have a charger. We have a USB cable, and it's a micro USB, which means that this phone is micro USB. There's no USB-C, which is a little bit sad. And here we have a warranty certificate and a user manual in multiple languages. And finally, we have a pretty crappy TPU case, but at least they included one. So let's put all this aside and we'll talk about the phone itself. So before we talk about the phone build quality itself, I just want you guys to notice that this phone supports 850 MHz WCDMA, which is very important in North America. Okay, so the phone itself, let's take off this film first. And yeah, this is the cell phone. This is a regular aspect ratio 16:9, 5.5 inches. Doesn't actually feel very big, and ooh, the metal on the back it's actually pretty high quality, but unfortunately, as you can see, it picks up fingerprints like crazy. Look at that. It's like 5 seconds since I touched the phone, and it's already full of fingerprints. So, well, we'll just have to live with that and put that case on just to prevent the fingerprints from, showing on the phone too much. So, yeah, the back of the phone here is metal, and it's very nice metal as well. I was not expecting such good quality from such a cheap phone. And we have plastic, or it's like a rubber actually. It's rubber on the bottom and glass on the top here. Yeah, so overall this phone actually feels quite nice. I'm quite impressed with this phone over here. And we have the buttons over here. We have SIM tray, micro USB, and a headphone jack as well, which is pretty rare on a cell phone. This phone feels pretty light compared to the other phones I've been using lately. And it's also not too big. It's a little bit wide, as you can see. I can barely reach across the phone, but it's a lot shorter than the other phones that I've used that are all 18:9, and they're all really, really tall because there's a lot less bezels on the screen. And here we have a home button and hopefully capacitive buttons on both sides as well, because I don't know, they're disappearing on phones as well. So let's turn on the phone and see what we got. Alright, so before we talk about the software on the Leagoo, I just want you guys to appreciate along with me how far phones have gotten in terms of bezels and bezel-less phones. This is the Maze Alpha, and just take a look at that. You know how, I mean, me included, I've also been complaining a lot about, bezels on phones, even on the Maze Alpha, how these are not too big and this is not too small, and I want them to be smaller and all that stuff. I mean, just imagine, this is what phones look like, the Leagoo T5c that is. And honestly, you can see how big the bezels are on the Leagoo T5c compared to the Maze Alpha, and it actually is a very, very big difference as well. So just look at the side bezels and the top bezels as well. They are huge on the Leagoo T5c, and the Maze Alpha here looks very, very good. Okay, so software. This phone feels fairly smooth, but it doesn't feel as smooth as the Maze Alpha, which is actually really, really fast. It feels about on par with, say, the Ulefone Power 3 or the Verni X as well. So not the fastest phone, but it's definitely fast enough. Fairly well optimized, but not incredibly well optimized either. So let's take a look at some photos and the screen as well. Alright, so the display here is not bad as well. Just look at these photos. The colors are very deep and saturated, and even the sky and the dog, everything is very, very nice and deep as well. So it looks like a very nice screen, definitely. It's not 18 by 9, it's regular aspect 16 by 9, hence the different photos that I'm using, because these are 16 by 9 photos. But yeah, so I really do think this is a very good LCD screen. Alright, let's take a look at the audio here. I'm going to play this clip from Star Wars Episode 3, one of the most charismatic speeches by the great Emperor Palpatine, who did absolutely nothing wrong. So let's take a quick look.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger. In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire.
Alright, so I quickly ran Antutu benchmark and I got 50,000 exactly. And this is the breakdown of the scores. You have 7,500 for 3D, 20,000 for UX, 18,000 for CPU, and 4,000 for RAM. So this is actually very close to what Leagoo mentioned that they got with the T5c as well, which was around 50,000. So yeah, we'll see how that works. I did see my YouTube app crash twice though, which is a little bit weird, but we'll see if that happens more often. I do want to talk about one more thing over here. It looks like Leagoo has included their own app store on this device, and I do not like that because I keep on getting notifications from this app store saying you need to update your apps, and I don't like that. I use the Google Play Store. I don't need to use this app store over here. So yeah, that was a quick unboxing and overview of the Leagoo T5c with the very new Spreadtrum SC9853i processor. First impressions are pretty average, nothing really impressive. But yeah, stay tuned for my full review and a benchmarks video for this phone as well. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Likes and subs are appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.